Welcome back to another episode of David Kinsoy. Today I am here with one of my favorite Westies ever in the entire world. I love to make fun of her. She is so funny. She's a singer. She's an actress. She's a fiend. She's everything you need her to be. Oh, you see that? You see that? It's crazy. Without further ado, I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Malaylay Martinez, and I go by Malaylay is the wayway. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you. No, actually, you want to tell people how you got that nickname?
So, one of these times in my life, in the 10 decades that I've been alive,
10 decades is crazy.
I met this guy named David, the gay man. Type. He gave me that nickname because, I'm just his favorite, you feel me?
So let's go on with it. No, I do love this one. I actually met her when she was approximately 16. You were working with me for like your first job, right?
No, this is like my third job.
That was your third job?
Yeah.
What was your first two?
My first one was Waterworld.
Not Waterworld.
I was a hustler. You feel me? Actually, my first job was technically working at the flea market for those little Asian ladies.
What did you do there?
I sold toys. I was blowing bubbles in little kids.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was about to say Malaya, not on the podcast.
No.
Okay, let's get into it. So, as you guys know, her name is Malaya. Malaylay is the wayway. That's what I started calling her. I think it's because I had a hard time figuring out her name, and at work, I had to get people's names right. I always feel like your name is something very special to you, so I have to get it right. And so she was like, for a long period of time, she was like, bro, don't worry about my name. Just call me Nicky Morat. And I was like, what? You want to tell people that story on why you were called Nicky Morat for like a long period of time?
I actually don't know. I would love to know.
So that was because one day I jokingly said, you look like the Nicky Morat from Kim Possible. And she looked at me. She's like, I see it. Do you still see it now?
How yeah, that's like the go-to name now. That's my product name.
Bro, that's literally your profile picture for TikTok.
Yeah.
And I think it's so, because sometimes I'll be sending you videos and I'm like, who is this? Bro, what is going on? But as I mentioned, you're a model.
I am.
You started modeling about a year ago?
Yeah, about a year ago.
Also, if you're listening to this and you're watching this, I'm just getting out of a sickness, so I just lost my voice, but I'm getting back into it. So that's why I sound a little different. But you got into modeling about a year ago?
Yes, ma'am.
What got you into it?
Honestly, it was kind of random because I had gone to a pop-up, like a clothing pop-up with my brother. And this lady, Rebecca, shout out to Rebecca. I'm plugging people on your shit, on God. But I have met this lady. Her name is Rebecca. She has a brand. Her name is On the Rise. And they basically go around casting people for modeling. Like, if you're trying to get your music out there, like literally anything. And she's like, hey, are you interested in being a model? And she invited me to one of her castings. I got into the shows and I've just been doing it ever since.
Does it scare you doing that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think that like modeling is just so easy. Like you're just walking down the road. No, you got to like keep your face like, and like, I don't know about me, but like when people are staring at me and they're taking photos, I like smile a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, what you looking at, bro? What you trying to get into?
What you trying to do?
No, but like, how do you keep that like model face? Because your model face is very serious.
Yeah.
And I noticed it. And dude, you're a cheeser, bro. You love to smile for anything.
Hell yeah.
How does that like? What did you have to learn to be able to do that, bro?
Honestly, I didn't really have to learn anything. It's just I have a bitch face. It's like people think I'm so mean when they first meet me because I have a bitch face. But like, as you know, like I like to smile, I like to goof around,
And I think it's funny because every person that I've had on the pod, I don't know if you can see, they're right behind you. These are all my favorite people that I've had on the pod. As you notice, they're all smiling, right? But when I first met them, they were all laughing because they were like, dude, I don't know why you like to look at people or like go up to people who have resting faces. All these people have resting faces. They have the worst resting faces ever in life. Like, what made you think, like, dude, why is this dude talking to me? I have a resting face. Well, what is wrong with you?
Oh God. Honestly, bro, you just be going up to random people to make fun of them. On God.
Bro, who's not gonna do it? Who's gonna do it if I don't do it?
Yeah, you right.
Right,
Yeah, you got a
right.
point.
No, I feel like we worked together at a very traumatic place.
Yeah.
Like, I would never go back there.
Me neither.
Nah, did you get fired or did you quit?
I quit.
Oh, you quit?
Hell
Where did you
yeah.
go after it?
Right now I'm a dialysis technician.
Oh shoot! Oh shoot!
Medical
How's that?
job.
How's that?
Honestly, I can't even lie to you. It's really stressful just for the things that I have to deal with because obviously I have death around me all the time. Like, it's kind of scary to see like these old people just basically dying in front of me every single day. And I mean, in a way, I'm helping them live their life a little longer, but like at the same time, like there's deaths after deaths after deaths, and it's hard to deal with, but I really love the job. I love the people that I work with. They're really sweet.
I have a friend. She'll be on the pod. Um, and well, she has been on the pod. Sorry, and she actually got lupus.
Chicken.
Yeah, she got lupus, and I asked her, and I was like, "Hey, how does it feel being in that like environment where you have to constantly go?" And I've always thought it was like an hour or two. You're just there for no. She was like, "You're there, like you really gotta like focus your entire life on dialysis because sometimes you'll be there from like 5 a.m. to
Mm-hmm.
like 12.
Yeah.
How does it feel being there every single day, seeing that? Like you don't see these people for like an hour or two. You see them for like 5 or more hours.
Yeah. Honestly, it to me personally, I care about everybody that I take care of just cuz I do see them like pretty much on a daily basis. Like we have these shifts, so I work a certain shift where I work with the same patients every single day. So I get to know them and I build a connection with them, and it sucks knowing that like they have to go through all of this and still like try and live their life.
Does it make you appreciate life a little bit more?
Yeah, most definitely.
Is there ever been a patient, not to put their name out there or anything, if you feel comfortable, has there ever been a patient where you're just like you're looking at them and like you think they're getting better and then it just doesn't?
Honestly, if HIPAA laws, I can't expose names, but I do have this
You know she's smartness, that one.
smartness. You beat me. But I do have a one patient. He recently stopped coming because he got a kidney transplant. And I heard because one of my coworkers, went to go visit him in the hospital like after his surgery with the transplant, and they were saying that like, keep in mind this was my favorite patient of all time, and I'm super happy that he got a kidney transplant because he's like 67, and he was having some problems with the kidney after he got it in his body, and they were saying, oh, like if it doesn't start functioning correctly, like you could possibly get an infection and die. Like, and that hurt me because like I haven't been working this job for not even a year, but like I've gotten so close with this guy, like it's like he's family to me. Like that's how it is with all my patients. Like you get to know them to such a deep level, to the point where it's like, oh, if you die, like that's gonna affect me too.
I think a lot of people who work in the medical industry or are helpers in some kind of way, you get attached when you're not supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it has its pros, but it has a lot of its cons because like at any given moment you're just like, well, it's nice seeing you.
Yeah.
Have you working at this place, have you processed death a little bit different, or does it hit you harder, or do you feel like it's the same? Like, what's your POV?
Honestly, to me, I don't really register it just because like it's in a way it's kind of weird to me. It's like, oh, I just seen this person yesterday and now they're dead. You know? Like it sucks cuz this recently just happened. Like I had a patient who I literally worked on. I was his last ever tech, and he died the next day. And it hurt a lot because I was really close with him as well. But in my head, like, it kind of doesn't register until like a little bit after it happens, you know?
Hmm. Well, bringing up a little bit more, getting a little bit more happier, changing the topic a little bit more. You're a singer, dude.
I am.
So a lot of people don't know this. So we were both chilling in my car with my friend in the back. Shout out to DD Iman, DDD Iman. You know what I mean? She was in the back of the car, and me, Malaya. I really never had a serious conversation with Malaya, and then after that conversation, we started chilling out a little bit more, just us two. And one day we went to. You remember the day where she was like, "Agua." Oh my god, bro. Agua. Mind you, we go to like a little paleta shop, and we're all hungry, bro. We're hungry. I remember I was like, you know what? Let's go to this paleta shop, and everyone's like, I'm down. I was like, okay, let's go. Me and Malay are looking at the paletas. We're like thinking, should we get Cheetos and cheese? Cheetos and cheese, hardcore snack. I'll break a fast. A fast. Or, my diet for some Cheetos and cheese. You put in some carne in there, some jalapenos. It's like 8 a.m, guys. But no, we're chilling. And then all of a sudden, Diamond is behind us. And we're like, dude, I think like we should get a... And then Malaya knows Spanish, but she doesn't really know Spanish.
Yeah.
And she's like, David, what is that? I was like, oh, that's a paleta de piña, blah, 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 de fresa. And then she's like, okay, type stuff. Malaya for anything.
Type shit.
Bro, and literally for anything. For anything. She's like, type stuff. And I'm like, literally, I could be like, Malaya, I just won the lottery, bro. Type stuff. You know what I mean? No, but we're chilling. And then all of a sudden, I hear, agua. You know that little scene from Nemo where it's like, moi. And like literally all I hear is Diamond go, agua. And so like I'm talking to the lady. I was like, yeah, puedo ganar unas cosas, blah, blah, blah.
Aguas.
Literally just like that. And then I turn around, right in my face, I hear, aguas. And I go like, what is it? Bro, literally me and Malaya started laughing for like a good 5 minutes.
I was dying.
And I thought it was so funny because the lady who was serving us, she was like,
she was just like,
what is up with it? Okay. But we to this day, we still make fun of her for that. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But that specific day, we're in my car. And if you guys know, my car is the car that people like to be in. We either have therapy sessions, we make fun of people, we hit kids with our cars. Time. You know what I mean? No, 15 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, hella.
20 if they on a bike.
Bro, 20 if they on bike. And all of a sudden, I'm playing this. I don't remember what song it was. And I hear Malaya, Batman, singing this song in the back. And I literally turn and I'm like, Malaya, you can sing? She's like, I mean, I spit a little bit, you know what I mean? You feel me? And so that day we started singing out of nowhere. And bro, her voice is so angelic, but it's so high. And I remember she was like, David, match with my energy. I was like, I feel like Mariah trying to like, I felt like a little Michael Jackson. Stop. No, but what got you into music? Like, what makes you just love being around music? Because for me, I don't know if you can tell, I'm a big music fan. I'm very picky on who I like to listen to, and we have somewhat of a different genre of music.
Yeah, I would say growing up, my dad and my mom would always sing. She was in the church choir, so she would always be singing, and then my dad would do Christian rap, and it was kind of just always around.
Your dad was a Christian rapper?
Christian rapper.
Who is he, Ludacris? You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
You know what? Ludacris up in the stage. Double OG. Anyway, next question, go on.
But yeah, my mom and my dad, they were always like producing music, like making their own music. My dad, I actually have one of my dad's CDs in my car at the moment. But yeah, he would do Christian rap and he would perform at other churches, our churches, and my mom would sing occasionally with him, but she was just like choir singer, like sing for fun, you know. And it kind of got me into it. And then as I grew up more, like I always loved to sing ever since I was little. Like there be some videos out there that be exposing my ass because back then I couldn't sing as well as I did now, you know. But we ain't gonna talk about it.
She was going. She go. Oh, wait, David, we go after this podcast and be like, Malaya, I'm gonna Google her name and everything and be like, Malaylay singing Bad Bad. Come on, pull it up.
Hell yeah.
But that's actually really impressive. Like you just love to sing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we were just chilling and we were just listening to this pod. I mean, listening to the music. Sorry, I'm in my own little world right now. And we really got into like, I think we finally got into like a little connection. Because I feel like me and Malaya did not like, we didn't really vibe. It's not that we didn't vibe. We didn't have anything in common.
Yeah.
We really didn't. And Malaya is, bro, she's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. She's a little crazy. Should I expose you a little bit?
Go ahead, because I would love to know myself.
So we go to, I would like to know myself. It's crazy. We go to Park Meadows. We're chilling. And I told Malaya, dude, I need a new fit. And we'll get into that later. But Malaya is a fashionista. She loves to be specific on her fashion. We go into like Forever 21 for some reason. And like, I would never go into Forever 21.
Yeah, me neither.
But we go. And like, the thing about this is the one thing that me and Malaya like really need to control. If someone tells me you won't say it, I'll say it. I don't care. I won't do something, but if you say you won't say it, I'll go say it right now. Now, Malaya is a little bit more different. If you tell her you won't, she will. So I was joking with her, and I said, she was like, David, look at the wigs, because the mannequins had wigs. I was like, bet you won't steal one right now. She was like, when we leave, I'll get it. And I was like, okay. So we're leaving. All I see is zoom. Literally, she runs like past me and everything. Guys, she stole a blonde bob from a mannequin. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, I do.
What was going through your head? What was hella going through your head, bro?
Honestly, like you said, if you tell me to do it, you say I can't do it, I'm gonna do it.
Bro, and I was shook because I looked at her and I was like, oh my God. You seen that TikTok? I was like, oh my God. And I was just like, dude, what is going on? Bro, you've always been the type of person to go for it.
Yeah.
Like, what got you going through? Like, what makes you be so adventurous? What makes you want to try something new?
Honestly, I feel like mainly I just be in my own world, to be honest. Like, if I want to do it, because a problem that I have is that I care about what other people think about me very, very much. And I'm trying to get out of that. So, like, that's why I got into modeling. That's why I like to go explore abandoned places. Like, just things that I like to do. And I'm trying not to care about, oh, why are you doing that? That's dangerous. You know, like, I don't need anybody telling me what to do at the end of the day because I had that problem for so long.
But you be doing some dangerous stuff. Like, she likes to straight up go to abandoned buildings and be like, bro, let's go into that still water. First of all,
still water is crazy.
First of all, I'm gonna need you to sit down. Cause she's like, bro, that's still water, bro.
In the still water or what?
Bro, and you'd be like, let's go for a swim. Girl. But you never been the type to like go, say, I'm not scared, let's go for it. Would you ever go bungee jumping, like skydiving?
I want to try everything at least once in my life.
I've heard that if you go skydiving, the adrenaline never reaches you ever again. Are you scared of that? Like, you'll never get... It's not the same anymore. I don't know if you know that.
No, I've never heard that
before.
So
there's a study that says that once you go skydiving, that adrenaline that you get, you'll never get it again.
You want to bet?
Bro. Bro, Malay is like willing to risk her own life these days.
Yeah.
But you're just that girl, bro. You love to go for it. Like, is there something that you are scared of that you're just like, maybe later on in life?
That's a good question. I've never really thought about that, to be honest.
Oh, finally, they're getting good questions. No, all of these were good questions, Malaya.
Yeah, they were.
Okay, don't come at me.
There was good questions.
They
my
was
bad.
good questions.
My bad.
Now you, not to put you out there, you're a no sabo.
I am.
Me too.
Tight. No, you're not.
No, I know how to speak it. I know how to read it. I know how to write it. Now I do. Back then I still suck at it. There's some words where I can't pronunciate it.
Like what?
Dude, I can't even say it. Like I can't remember. It has to be on the spot. Like it has to be on the spot. Like
Aguas?
Aguas? Like for example, at my job, we get a lot of Latinos, and they'll be like, "Señor, no está sirviendo," and like sometimes if they're rude, bro, you know what I do? Oh, usted necesita número dos por español. Yo soy número inglés. Yo no hablo español,
Like
and I'll
a
walk
gringo?
away. I'll walk away, cause why you being rude for? You don't even speak. Yeah, I'm gonna walk away. You know what? I'm no longer Mexican. I'm with the brothers. Do you ever? do you ever get shamed by your own community for not speaking Spanish?
All the time.
Really? Like what?
Yeah.
Like what? Like what?
Like, it's more. Okay, so back when I used to work at the movie theater, people always think I speak Spanish. Even though to me, I think I look white as fuck, but
You're passing. You really
Am
are
I?
passing. Like sometimes I'll be looking at you and she's like, "Oh, credit score right now, 855."
hell yeah.
And then when I found out you're Puerto Rican, credit score 350.
Shit.
It went down. It went down. No, you're Puerto Rican and
I'm Puerto Rican and Guamanian, but to a lot of people, they don't know what that is. It's Pacific Islander, but I just say Asian because that's what people understand. You feel me?
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Do you ever? Well, going back to that, how did you deal with that? Like having to feel like, do you ever felt like you were whitewashed? You ever felt like you weren't Latina enough? Because like a lot of people feel that way when they come, or when they're here, first generation, and it's a huge language barrier, and like, you understand it,
Yeah, I do.
but it's hard for you to like pronunciate and say certain things.
Pronunciation isn't as hard for me because I can pronunciate it really well, but it's just making up the sentences. I'm like, huh?
First of all, side comment, bro. I love it when she goes like, "Hey," bro. It's because when I ask her some out of pocket stuff, and I mean out of pocket stuff, she'll be, "Hey," because the other day I called her and she was driving. I don't know where she was driving to, and the first thing I said, "Do it smell?" And she looked at the camera while she went, "Hey." I think it's so funny to me. Would you ever consider just like going to Spanish classes and try to learn it for real?
I've always wanted to, but I feel like that's something that I'm ashamed of. Like I would be so
Really?
embarrassed. Like obviously like everyone in the class is there to like obviously improve their Spanish, you know, but I feel like being a Latino in general, like it's just something like expected of you. Like you're supposed to know Spanish. Like, oh, if you don't speak Spanish, you're not a Latino. What kind of Latino are you? You know? Like, does that make sense?
No. Yeah, I get what you mean. So you feel like you get shamed by your own people.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your own people are your biggest haters?
All the time.
Number one right here. Number one hater right here.
Hater for life.
Bro, literally. Hater for life is crazy. I'm over here like, what is she doing? Because she's over here like, and I was like, bro, that's a C, bro. Like,
No.
it's like this. What's going on?
Don't have them gang signs.
Do you
For
think
life.
I'm a hater to you?
No.
No. I be kind of, I'll humble her.
Yeah.
There are days where Malaya needs to be humbled so hard. And I mean bad, where I'll be like, I hold my drink real quick. Hey, yo, Morat, come here real quick. Bro, literally that's the face she'll give me. Bro, I think it's so funny how like we're friends. It's just so like we're so polar opposites, but we're the same at the same time.
Yeah.
Talking about you brought it up. Your dad is a Christian rapper, and your mom used to be a Christian singer.
Mm-hmm.
Are you? What's your not the deal, but like what's your point of view on religion? Are you Christian? Are you what's up?
To me, I I believe in God, but I'm not really religious in a way, so I wouldn't consider myself anything like Christian, Catholic, anything like that. Only for the reason because I feel when I grew up, I feel like Christianity was so forced on me, like oh you can't do this, you can't do that, because there was a point in time like when I was younger there I couldn't listen to like music because oh it's worldly music, you can't listen to that, the devil's gonna get you, like I couldn't listen to music, I couldn't do certain things, like there is just a lot. So growing up, like I would go to church, I would pray every single day because that's how I was taught, but now like it's not really as enforced on me. So I still believe in God, I still pray every day, but I don't consider myself a certain religion.
Is there something you want from God?
Honestly, no.
You don't want like to know if he's real, they're real, or like
Okay, that's a whole different conversation.
I feel like that's
Okay.
you gotta like what do you think? Like do you is it like off limits or
It's not off limits. It's just like I could talk about this for hours, like
you got somewhere? Oh, you do got somewhere to be.
I
Today.
do have something
No, I was
to
about to
say,
say,
but
I feel like you got somewhere to be. No, I feel like a lot of people want answers, which is why it's so hard for them to like commit themselves. And I didn't think you were really interested until one day you were like, I think I made a post. I was like, hey, I'm making this Bible class if anyone wants to hear it. And you were like, type stuff. Let me
touch it.
pull it out. Pull it out. Like, let me see. Let me see.
Let me see.
So I shared it to you, and you were like, bro, you got a way on talking about God, bro. Like, what goes through your head when I like talk?
When you talk about God, it's just like I feel like you have like his word so down like deep in your heart, like when you speak about it, like you can get through to anybody, like someone who's atheist, like someone who doesn't believe in God at all. Like I feel like you can get the word of God through to somebody who has never believed in their entire life, like you got that way with words,
I got that way. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? No, I feel like a lot of people, especially the people that are on these pictures, we talked about it, and for some reason, the first thing people think when they know me is, oh, he's Christian, he knows about God, he knows what's up. And I think it's weird because one of my first ever episodes that I did with my best friend Jenny was, she said something to me. She's like, I wish I had the relationship you had with God. And I was like, okay.
that is
I was like, well, what makes you think from your point of view that I have a good relationship?
I don't even know how to answer that question, to be honest. Like
You just feel it?
yeah, like
Oh, okay.
like you could just kind of tell with you.
And a lot of people, I get this a lot, and I really want to start interviewing people who are deeply into religion. Is a lot of people say you're different. You're like a real representation of what it means to be a Christian.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I've met Christians who use it for everything. Like, and I know at a job that we used to work at,
Mm-hmm.
you get the I'm a good Christian person. I do not
Yeah.
need to be talked to like. I was like, first of all,
Yeah.
Karen, calm down. Okay.
Hold on.
Okay, we know what that case stands for. Say it 3 times. Yeah, we know what that means. Yeah. But Malaya's like in her head, she's like, huh? No, but I feel like I make it known, but I don't make it known where I push it on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you want to hear it, go for it. Like I'm always willing to, like I got Bibles in here right now. And I recently just had a friend who he's getting engaged, and I gave them he's really like on this new stuff. Like I love what he said. He's like, I'm already good in life, but what could I do to make it better? And I felt like finding out who I need to be with God is what makes me better. And I looked at him, I was like, oh, that's deep. Like, go for you. And like, mind you, he's always been the quiet guy. He's always been the quiet guy. And I remember I gave him a Bible and I said, hey, don't take this weird or anything, but it's your tradition when someone gets engaged, the first thing that they should get is a Bible. Let it be your foundation. And I remember he looked at me like, wow, like this dude, like he really is like down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I love doing that with the like. We'll do it at the most randomest times. We'll look at each other and be like, no, but do you get that same sense from me that everyone else gets, where it's like you're chill and you make it known when it needs to be known, and you have like this calming, soothing thing where it's just like when I need it, I need it.
Yeah.
What is that? Because I've always wondered what it is, and I've always like have asked my friends, and everyone says, "I don't know, you're just David." Like David, just
Yeah.
David, like he has his own vibes. He has his own the way he dresses.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that, low key, because I don't know. There's just like something about you, like you could just kind of tell, like that's a godly man right there.
And you know what's crazy? I'm gonna put it out here because in Ginsoy, I'm also letting people know who I am because I know who you are, but do you know who you are? And I can't be that type of person who's like, why'd you look at me like that? What happened?
Because I don't know who I am.
Girl.
Who am I?
And that's why we're on the podcast for. But you see what I did there? I know for a fact there's a lot of Christian people at my church who think I am not holy, who think that I need to be in church more, who think you don't have the foundations, you're just straight up, you're a social media Christian.
Mm-hmm.
But I rarely post my Christianity.
Yeah, no.
I rarely post it. And when I do, it's because I know someone out there needs it.
Exactly.
And yes, you should make it known, but at the same time, don't force it on people.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about my own religion is that we're like, you're going to hell if you don't do this.
Yeah, exactly.
You're doing this. Do you ever feel, well, you were just saying you felt pressure for such a long time.
Yeah.
How did you, I guess my question is, how did you stop feeling pressured?
Honestly, it just took like distancing from like all of that. Like at one point there was a point where I was just questioning like everything, like is God even real? Like is heaven a real thing? Is hell a real thing? Like where are we going to go when we die? Like it took like me being confused in a way about religion and just like completely like kind of shutting it out of my life. Like I didn't think about it. I didn't nothing.
Would you ever want to go back?
Yeah, of course.
Would you ever want to go back, but with your own boundaries?
Yeah.
And what's stopping you?
Nothing's stopping me. Actually, it's on my own terms,
Okay.
I just feel like at this moment I'm not ready to process that whole thing because religion is like a really serious topic for me, Like I don't mind talking about it. It's just like once I start talking about it, I'm not gonna stop talking about it, Because I do want to go back. I would want to go back to church. I want to build my connection with God, but it's more of I don't know how. I don't know where to start. You feel me?
Before we go on, I'm gonna put you out just a little bit, but you just gotta hear the whole thing because I know that if I don't tell her that, she's gonna be like, "Huh? What'd you put me out for?" No, Malaya's biggest insecurity was she used to have a lot of acne. Her skin was really out there. And I remember she was like, "Dude, I can't be a model. Like, I have a lot of acne. Like, I can't." Look at her now. Look at her now. Skin is glowing.
I still have acne.
No, dude, literally, you look so great. Like, I'm not even joking with you. You look so freaking healthy. Like, the other day, I was going to send you a long message. I was like, dude, I'm so proud of you. You really achieved so much after everyone told you you're never going to do it. And you really have that mindset that a lot of people need to understand is let them. It's kind of like, I don't know if you saw the book on my table.
Let him cook.
Let them cook. Let them cook. Look at that. That was clean. That was clean. No, I started reading this book and I've been telling everyone to read it. And if you don't want to read the book, listen to the podcast. It's called The Let Them Theory. It's basically this mindset that says, whoever is preying on your downfall, let them. Go for it. If that person wants to leave, let them. If that person doesn't want to see you succeed, let them. And you have the mentality. You have the mentality of, I'm going to let people do whatever they want to do. But like, is there any point where you're like, I know you're recently in a relationship. Is there any point where you're like, I don't want to let them. I want them in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of hit you with that question, huh? You were like, where is he going with this?
Fuck.
You know, I'll be saying these long conversations, and then I'd be like, the question is, do it smell? Huh? No, but is there ever a point where you're like, I don't want you to go? Like,
Yeah, definitely. Because I don't want to put myself out there either. But I recently just broke up with a guy that was
spiky
dating
hairs.
spiky hair. Yeah,
Bro,
and that one hurt. That one hurt a lot actually because like I might cry because like
Malay, I didn't bring the tissues today. I didn't bring the what are we gonna do?
no.
No, if you cry, you cry. You
Yeah,
go.
if I cry, I cry. But no, that relationship with him was like I'm gonna cry.
It's okay. You're good. You're good. You're good.
was it was really good. Like obviously like when you're in a relationship, the good is good, like really good.
Oh, the good is good.
But the bad is also really fucking bad, you know? And it's not like that with all relationships, but with him, like it was different. Like no matter like how bad the bad was, like not on some like crazy shit, but like no matter how bad the bad was, like no matter how many arguments we went through, like no matter like what we were thinking about each other, like it always end up like being good in the end until like I don't know, like it
Until
just
it wasn't.
yeah, until it wasn't. And that's the point. Like when it got to that point, it was more like you said, like let them, you know, let them go.
Was there ever a moment? Did you ever get to the point where it was never lukewarm? It was just always either hot or cold. You never had a moment where it was just like, all right, we good. It was either good or bad.
Yeah, for periods of time. Like it was either really bad for like months on end, or it was either really good for months on end. You know?
Did you ever blame yourself during this relationship?
No,
No. Was it just him?
I wouldn't say it was just him. There's definitely some things that I contributed to all of that. You know, because like obviously, it takes two people to fuck up a relationship. You know?
It takes two to tangle. Yeah.
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 You know what I mean?
Shit.
Hey, I'm telling you, we can never be serious.
Yeah.
A lot of people tell me, this is actually really weird. I was just talking to one of my friends the other day, and they were like, "You're like an older brother that just like loves to give me advice." Do you ever feel that with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well, what makes you give? Well, what? How do I question this? What gives me big brother energy?
David's a big soft teddy bear.
Bro, sometimes I am.
He really is.
And there's only been like 3 people who have seen my angry side, and a lot of people at my job have seen my irritated side. It takes a lot, and I mean a lot, to get me irritated. And when I'm at work, it's so easy for me to get irritated because I'm like, you're a grown ass person
Yeah.
who can do this. But outside of work, I'm very nice. I'm very genuine. It takes a lot for me to get mad.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen my mad side?
No.
No, it's very rare. A lot of people, I know. I used to have a friend who, she was the very first person outside my family who's ever seen me mad. And I remember she was like, it's scary because you don't get quiet. And when you get, no, you get quiet and you're a very talkative person.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get quiet, it's going down.
Yeah.
And do you ever get like that? Or are you like
I'm the same exact way.
Are you?
But it depends also because most of the time, because I don't like going off on people. Like it takes a lot to make me mad too. But if you push the right buttons, I will go off on your ass. Like I will fully scream, and it's not like what you did. It's everything fucking built up. Like,
and it's hard for us to scream because
Yeah.
well, not me, because I don't really sing like that.
You like screaming or what?
No, I
What
don't
you be
scream.
doing?
I don't have the vocal cords to scream. I really do. It hurts when I scream. Like it feels like I have to throw up, like when I scream.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I get mad, that whole like I have to throw up or like you know what I mean goes away, and I'm screaming, bro.
It's crazy.
And it's scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what else do you think? Like, do you think like I give you good advice? Do you think I'm there when you need it? A lot of people told me the other day, you always text me at the right time. It's like something's up. Do you get that energy
Yeah.
too? Why? What's up?
I don't know. I think there was this one time, like I think it was recently. I was like in a really dark place, and you texted me, and you were, I don't even know what you said, to be honest, but you texted me some stupid ass shit, and it just made my entire fucking day.
Like I could always tell when someone needs it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the type of person who, when you tell me to leave, I leave. I don't come back.
Yeah.
I really don't. And it's hard. Was it hard for you to let go?
Yeah, it was really hard. To this day, it's still like it lingers in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Cause like that's like building a connection with somebody like that. Like it's not ever gonna leave you, unless you force it to. And at the end of the day, it's still not fully gone.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
You're 19. How many relationships have you had?
Real ones, 2.
2?
Yeah.
You ran through. No, I'm just kidding. Do you ever think? Do you ever think it's never gonna be that perfect relationship? Are you scared?
I feel like I'm scared for a perfect relationship
Oh, that's new. Why?
because
Let's be honest. Are you toxic?
I wouldn't say I'm toxic.
Not like toxic. Like you like a little like arguing sometimes. You know, you like a little bit like.
No, I actually.
Okay.
I'm not toxic at all. I hate arguing because it's like when you have that connection with that person, like it's like when you argue, you're like, damn, like what did I do wrong or what did he do wrong? Like what's the problem of
Oh,
us
so
arguing?
communication, big hit.
Yeah,
Big hit.
communication is a big thing for me.
Is that your love language?
No,
What's your love language?
physical touch.
So that comment I made earlier, you know what's right. Nah, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Huh? What?
No,
He's lying.
So you love communication.
Yeah, I love communication because at the end of the day, like nothing's gonna get done if you don't talk about it. Like if you just hold it in and you sit there like a fucking dumbass, not to like talk to anyone or anything, but if you sit there,
would you say your last ex was one of those?
Yeah, most definitely.
Let's just it is what it is. Let's get over it.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna talk about it.
I don't like about that. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Why'd you get mad? Why is your hair pointy? What's going on?
Why is your hair pointy?
No, when I first saw your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend, I started wheezing so hard in the car. Because you ever seen, and then here's the thing, you ever seen Spider-Man Into the Multiverse?
Bro, but he was fine.
Okay, but you
For
know
cartoon,
that
he was fine.
You know how in the cartoon there's a guy with like spiky hair?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Well, her ex-boyfriend looked like the bootleggy version of that, you know, and I just, you know what, it is what it is. It happened.
Yeah,
it happened. But I really want to get into, where are you at in life?
Oh, it's a good question. Right now, I am very lost.
Why do you say that?
Because I feel like everything, obviously, nothing's perfect and nothing's going to go the way that you plan it. But after I graduated last year, I had a plan for like school, like what I'm going to do with my life, you know? And this job that I have now, my dialysis teching, you know, it kind of came out of nowhere and it just like completely like ruined my whole plan. Like for school, for like what I wanted to do.
What I do remember about you guys, because I know D was going to work with you.
Yeah.
And you guys were both like, this was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. You both texted me, David, does this look professional to you? And it was just Malaya with a big oversized coat. And I'm like, Malaya, no, go get you something in your size. And we started laughing because she was like, girl, we got to go to Ross or something. And you've never had like fancy clothes, huh?
I've never.
Like that was so funny to me. But you feel lost. You feel like, are you ready for your 20s?
I'm not. I feel like I'm still young and I shouldn't have these standards for myself because I just graduated, you know, but I feel like I wanted to have more done with my life by the time I turned 20.
A lot of people think that, but I feel like once you, because I don't know if you ever seen the show Friends.
I have.
So I didn't know this. They were barely starting their lives in their late 20s.
Really?
Like, I didn't know. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
They were barely starting their life in their late 20s. Like, they were all like 25, 26, 27. And I remember watching the show. I've always thought they were like 21.
Yeah.
Like, in my head, I
same.
thought they were young. And I kept comparing myself to all of this. Until finally I saw they did like a reunion. And they were like, oh no, they were in their late 20s. They were in their late 20s. Like, Phoebe was 30 in the third or fourth season.
Really?
Yeah. Like, did you know that?
No.
And I remember like looking back and I said, okay, so I got 6 more years until I can mess up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Until my frontal lobe, like I remember, I feel like one of these days I'll be doing something so stupid and my frontal lobe is going to be like, you know what I mean? I'll be like, I shouldn't be doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like if I can give you any advice, and to anyone who's listening to this, live your 20s like if it's your last day. Because you're going to make so many mistakes. The more mistakes you make, the more you can say you live life.
Yeah.
But don't get it twisted. Don't be doing stupid stuff where you're going to get yourself killed. You
Yeah.
know? And the biggest advice that I've given everybody who's turning 20 is don't let yourself be comfortable being alone. Go out, live your life, know your boundaries, create a line. And no, just kidding.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding.
Hold on.
No.
David, what are you
You
be
was
doing?
going on.
Huh?
You know, she stopped doing that because
Ah?
that's why she got the nose
What?
piercing. Though. So she can't. Can you do that with your nose piercings? No, make mistakes, create friends. And a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people that I keep interviewing, they keep saying, I don't got a lot of friends. That's okay. Create your own life with that one friend that you have in life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you are going to, my biggest quote that I've always loved is actually from Wizards of Waverly Place. You know, I love that show. You ever seen that show?
Hell yeah.
That show was my, oh, you know
Selena
what I mean?
Gomez?
Bro, oh. Now I know what that magic is. Anyway.
Whoa.
There's a scene where she breaks up with her werewolf boyfriend. If you know, you know. And her mom says, she always calls her Mija.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She said, your heart is going to be broken so many times until you find the right one. And I remember hearing that and I was like, you know what?
You're so right.
The right person is not going to like be like, it's not going to make me want to fight for their attention. They're always going to have it. They're always going to be there when I need it. I don't need you to text me every day. I just need you to know that you're here every day. Mm-hmm. That's all I need to know, right? So don't go into your 20s thinking you're not succeeding enough. Mm-hmm. You'll succeed when you know you succeeded. And you know you're not succeeding if you're comparing. Oh, didn't I? Oh, give me them snaps. Oh. No, wait, how do they do the little claps? You know what I mean? People with one hand. We say the most out of pocket stuff right now. She's being censored. I told her, be censored, bro. Let me be out of pocket for once. But don't compare yourself.
Yeah.
Succeed. Like right now, I know there's quite a few people who are jealous of you because you out here succeeding. Mm-hmm. And you might not think that you have people comparing it, but you do. You know what I mean? But when you start noticing you're out in this world alone, who are you going to compare yourself to if you're alone? Exactly. Okay, you know what I mean? So keep doing what you're doing. Keep being a fashionista. Come out with a new album. Call it Big Booty Latinas.
Shit. You ain't gotta say.
Bro, you know she's going to go tonight home and be like, David, I already got a song, bro, for you.
Bro, I'll be like, David, I have my five song album out right now.
It's going to be the intro to this podcast now. And how would you, before we head out, how would you describe your fashion in 3 words? Because it's so different.
To me, I would say little boy, grungy. I like grungy / emo-ish. Because
you wear, what I see now is like the tight shirt with the big, you ever seen that episode of SpongeBob where he had those big pants? You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's like falling down and like the little, you have those pants and then you just have that I don't care energy right now, huh?
Yeah, I really do.
What is that like styling choice? Like, because I remember when it first came out and I was like, okay, this this ain't cooking, but it's there. You know what I mean?
Ain't cooking.
Now that I see it, it's pretty cool. It's chill. It's not 90s. People keep saying it's 90s.
Oh no, it's definitely not.
It's not 90s. I hate it when people are like, oh, it's 90s vibe. Huh?
I feel like people think that only because like the guys, like they would wear like the baggy shirts with the baggy pants that were like 10 times their size, you know? Like that's why they think it's like 90s, you know? Because it's just as big. But I feel like nothing compared to 90s clothing.
Nothing. And then what would you say are your 3 top artists right now in life?
What do you mean? Like song artists?
Yeah, your song artists.
Song artists? Oh. Top artist? Frank Ocean. Franklin Oceana.
I'm gonna start doing that in every podcast.
Franklin Oceana. What's another one? I would say Adele.
Oh, that's
Adele.
interesting. I would never suspect that from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I love Adele. A third one. I don't even know. Like
Go for it.
I couldn't even tell you.
Go for it. Random ass person.
I don't know. Fuck.
Okay, we'll deal with 2. Well, I'm down with 2. I thought you were gonna say like Bad Bunny, or like SZA, or like Billie Eilish, or like Kendrick.
Can you put when you edit that? Can you put like the SpongeBob link in where they're like?
Yeah, I was literally thinking of that. It's like, bro, that's so real.
Yeah, I can't think of another one.
I can't deal with this girl. Like sometimes it's there. Sometimes it's there. Sometimes it's not. Do you have any last words to leave people with, like some motivation?
Motivation. At the end of the day, don't care what anybody thinks about you, because you came into this world by yourself, and you know what? You're gonna leave by yourself. So nobody's opinion matters.
Yeah. You have any questions for me? I remember seeing that, dude. Okay, so fun fact before we end the podcast. I don't know if you remember Bree.
Yeah.
So I work with her now, and one of these days she came into the break room, and all of us suddenly, like, mind you, I'm eating my own pizza, chilling. She comes into the break room and she goes, and I go, like, what is up with her? So she comes to me, she's like, do it smell? And I go like, what? She's like, you haven't seen that? So I remember seeing that for the first time. Ash was like really funny back then.
Yeah.
She was really fun. Now, are you gonna talk about her?
Moment of silence.
Moment. R.I.P. Shawty Bay. Did you hear that Shawty Bay is losing weight?
What?
Bro, she's losing weight before y'all. That's crazy.
Nuh-uh. Once I see that motherfucker like me,
No.
then tell me.
That's crazy. Okay. I got you. She started weighing the faja too and everything. She built like this.
So she not built like a bouncy ball no more?
Bro, no. She's losing weight. She's becoming that girl now. Bro, she looked like a tia, and now she looks like she's trying to become a tia. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? But any last questions, comments that you'd like to leave us with?
No, thank you so much, David, for inviting me onto your podcast.
Of course.
Very much love.
Very much love. Thank you so much for watching, listening, whatever you're doing this on. Like and subscribe. I post every single Monday. Like always, if last Monday sucked, this Monday's going to be great. It's going to be a great week. You just got to manifest it. Once again, I have Malaya. Malaylay is the wayway. Yeah. Do your little gang signs.
For life.
For life, you know what I mean? Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next week. Bye.